Turn this mic on. Good morning, everybody. Looks like it's going to be a fun opening, to say the least. Uh, you know, when you have openings like this and you're starting to see this sell down, and then you have the 1 o'clock conference with what's his name, Powell today. I got to get through another cup of coffee. It's been one of those mornings where I've just been looking at so much stuff. I'm already a little fried, so just bear with me. I do think that you're going to see some selling today, and I think it's going to persist. So we're going to have to just watch how we trade. I mean, I try not to go into this with a thought process, but you need to honor stops. When stops don't work, you need to just simply get out of the way. And when they start triggering the way that they're going to start triggering today, you really don't wait. Like everyone will hear me say, "Oh, I always wait for the close." I don't always wait for the close. So if something triggers this morning, you're going to just want to be out of the way of it. To me, you're going to see some real issues today. This with Tesla, this is going to get bad. If I start breaking through these levels, if I can't support these levels, which I was supporting before, this is going to get nasty pretty quickly. And to me, it's actually shaping to get up nasty pretty quickly, right? So it's not like they're going to come out and reverse their position in a day. So we have to think about that. Hey, Brandon, good morning. So, and let's just start jumping right into it. But this to me is just an outright short. I mean, look, I broke here. If I break this 50-day, this is going a lot lower. I mean, a lot lower. So this is not really what you want to see. This break yesterday is the beginning. It's day one. So you could have a couple of days of this. So there may be a short opportunity here. And we're just going to have to watch. We're going to have to watch for it. Now, in regards to, let's just get into this and just start going through the ones that were being asked about. ANGI. So in regards to something like this, I mean, there is no reason to be in this, like zero. Get out of the way. And I'm going to tell people that, from looking at what's going on out there, you're seeing a flight to safety right now. So going out there and buying like these small cap names, all you're doing is propping up institutions. They're getting out of the way. They're getting out of the way, and they're going to continue to get out of the way. And that needs to be considered. So, you just need to be really careful right now, the way that these smaller caps are trading. We've been avoiding in the community. We've been avoiding, IWM and all those names for some time now, and it's saved a lot of money. Whether people realize it or not, it saved a tremendous amount of money. So just stay out of the way. Yes, it did. It did come out. It just went out a little bit ago. I had a ton to get through, and I did a really long pre-market video for the community today. So yes, it just went out. So Goldman. So let's just start going through these names, and let's just see here and go through Goldman, make sure this went out. So in regards to Goldman, our stop was our break even, and that's how I played the trade out. Now, what I do this morning, I have no idea. I'm just going to keep the trade just the way I have it. If somebody wants to get out because it broke the 8-day, get out of the trade. I just don't want to keep trying to get back in and out. I'd rather leave one position on. And if it costs me nothing but time, then it costs me nothing but time. And that's 393. That level right here is where you could easily get back down to. I'm not going for that ride. So, we're at 400. Nothing's broken here, but you're going to have to watch this today and see how ugly this sell-off gets, or if the sell-off finds a bottom. You really just have to wait and see. There's nothing here that's definitive just yet. I don't know that we're going to break down completely or just kind of trade down and then just see the weakness in the IWM, but just be careful here. If you want to be out, just get out of it. But I'm not so sure that that's the right move. I think it could work. So let me just log on here, and let's just keep going. So now here. Okay. All right, great. So VEDL. $16.32. Okay, you got to 16 and you held. That's exactly what you want to see, right? I mean, that's exactly what you want to see. So that's what you really need to focus on. Okay. You're holding here. Does that continue? I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. You're going to have to see. That's a bad break off the rip, right? So you're going to have to see if that holds or not. If it holds the 21 day, you can stay in it. If it doesn't hold that 21 day, you're going to 15. So just consider that. That's VEDL. So, and I'm going to try to get through a lot of these fast. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to short them here. I'm not going to short them. I'm not telling you that they're not going to go lower, but one piece of news, one little thing comes out, anything, and they're going to rally again. So, I mean, the short position was here, or the short position was here when you broke that lower low. Right now, to me, you're playing a dangerous game. I'm not saying it can't go lower. I'm not saying that it can't get to like the 280 level, but I'll be on the other side of this trade. I'll just be going long on bottoms. Every time that mRNA or BNTX sell off now, I'll just be looking for trades to the upside, because you're going to get people that are going to short it. But I think you're going to start seeing bounces, more and more bounces in those names. I think they're going to sell down. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is an H. We broke the H. Right? This is where we're going to open. That's not the greatest, right? So, and this is kind of, and news in the news cycle, this is kind of taking a back seat right now, isn't it? So, versus what's going on geopolitically. So, that doesn't help people getting vaccines. Apple calls. We bought Apple calls yesterday. I don't know that I would be buying Apple calls today. I mean, I bought them around like 147, 148 on the pullback. We opened, everyone got all giddy, and then we pulled back down. And I bought them down here, but I don't know that I'd be buying right here. What I would wait to do, if you wanted to add to calls, or if you don't already have calls, you need to get through that level. And you need to be above that level for more than 15, minutes. I mean, you need to have a chart, some type of chart pattern that's going to convince you that you need to be in that before just jumping the gun and jumping right into that. I really think that that's something that you have to focus on, because you're going to see a lot of games today. Okay, you're going to see a lot of selling down. Is that selling real? You're going to see a lot of games today. And the way that this market is shaping up is that, this sell-off might continue. So I don't want to see it trigger up and then pull back down, pull one of these, right? Where it triggers up and then pulls back down, and then you come all the way back down to here. So you're going to have to be really careful there, Bob, and you're going to have a game plan. I don't know that you're getting another chance to short that. That's the kind of stock that's going to rally today. Right. I mean, that's the kind of name that actually rallies today, because everything sells down and people are looking for something to trade. So everybody trades it. So, I mean, that is not something I'd be shorting. The 8 days starting to curl up, the 21 starting to curl up. I get through 37.16. I have a really clear shot at this 45, at that 50 day. So that's not something I'm shorting here. And how I'm building that base, maybe if it reversed and you saw something, but I would not be shorting. I'd be on the other side of that. I'd be looking for longs. Hey, good morning, buddy. SAM-SISRG. So, I mean, this is not something you can go near. What was that, earnings? Yeah, I mean, this is not something you can go near. You broke down, and then look at this. You broke down and you broke that level, and that was it. Never came back. You bounced once and opened up to that, and that was it. And ever since then, you've sold down. So that probably continues. Okay, that probably continues, and I would watch this. This is not something that I would be I'd be rushing into here at all. I mean, this looks like it's going to go a lot lower. What's the weekly look like on this? Yeah, I mean, you can't buy this. You can do anything you want, but you shouldn't be buying this. This is basically telling you that you're probably coming back down to here. You're probably coming down some more on this. I don't know. I mean, it looks like that was, I guess that earnings report was awful. ISRG. So Intuitive Surgical. Wow, just a monster. So what you have to worry about here is what? You have this big red nasty bar here. And what is that doing? It created a bear flag, right? But you broke above that part of the bear flag yesterday. So maybe it doesn't mean that you're still not in it, but it means that the size of the bear flag is changing. So you could still get up to here. But to negate the bear flag, you have to get over 135.10. But I do like this ISRG. This could go. See how you also flipped the 8-day for the first time in 4 days? So this could move. This could go. So there might be a trade here if I flip this level and then push to here. So just consider that. Something to consider. So let's just keep going. What am I looking at today? Let me do QS and then I'll tell you what I'm looking at. Hey, Oscar. So QS. Okay, so right now what you're seeing is you're seeing a break down here, right? And now you're going to go see this just continue to fall. I mean, there's no reason to go near this. Like none. Just avoid this name completely. What am I looking at? I am looking at, I do think Tesla will keep leading. I do. I think it's a short at this point. Everything I'm looking at is really a short. I mean, off the open today, just for short-term trades, all I have are shorts that are popping up. I mean, Futu, this is toast. This is done. Put a fork in it. This is going to trade down, and this is going to get really super ugly. You have an earnings report that came out on a company with ultra high growth that people don't like. That's like that. I mean, that's the kiss of death, right? I mean, it doesn't really get much worse for a stock than to have an earnings report or whatever that people don't like. There's obviously something coming out that people don't like. I haven't gotten through all my news yet. I thought that might have been earnings. If that's not earnings and it's just dropping like that, that's not good. Especially ahead of the earnings quarter. It means that they may pre-announce if they haven't already. There's a litany of news I haven't gotten through yet. So if anybody knows what the news is on Futu, please just yell it out. 1366 on this. I'm looking at shorting that. I mean, I would be shorting that. I'd be shorting this. Right? If you're asking what I'm looking at doing today, I think that this could be a monster short right here. But I have to break the 50-day, but I don't know that I'm going to wait. I might just pull the trigger and just take the risk of the trade. So I'm looking at that. UPST, if this pulls back far enough on this news, I'll add to it. I'd be looking to add to that. Apple, I'd like to buy, but it needs to, we got a position off yesterday, but I'd like to add to that position, but I'm not doing anything until it gets above that level. I'm also looking at this and expecting this to kind of lead today. NVIDIA. I don't think that NVIDIA is going to take out the lower low, but we're going to have to see what happens. Earnings are tomorrow. So they're really, that's my focus list, my easy focus list. I keep seeing this AQST. Isn't this little? Yeah, I don't know why you're buying that. I mean, maybe they're going to come out with earnings or something that's going to be great. They already came out with earnings and the stock went down. It's not something I would go near. So, the booster shots. I mean, maybe that'll affect it. Or, maybe that'll affect it. So Amazon. I mean, Amazon was one that I was looking at too, and I was just hoping that you would flip this level and get above it, right? Like here, look at this chart. I mean, that's beautiful, right? So I came all the way down. I tested the 200. I completely reversed up 100 points, and look at me. Right. So I don't know. I need to see how if we get above this 3,300 today and you're above it for a period of time, this could really go, right? That could really be the washout. You might have just washed everybody out. I mean, and that's always what you're looking for, right? For a bottom, you're looking for a waterfall event. And that's pretty much a waterfall event, a 3% move in a day on this name. You haven't seen it. That's everybody using this as their stop going. That's it. When it breaks the 200, I'm out. They all get flushed out. Stock goes above the open, gets above the close. So Amazon, I am looking at today at possibly starting another position in. So Morning got them. So, yeah, I just think you have to be on the long side of those names now, of VAX names, but you trade them short term, and then you just kind of figure out what to do with them from there. If you want to stay in them, you want to get stopped out. I mean, yesterday we had a trade in BNTX. I think it was over 20 points onto the long side at one point, and we just kept moving the stop up. So you can keep seeing that. So, yeah, I mean, I would just be careful here until you break that. You know, and that's a nice move, but you have to get above that level, DXCM. Get above that level, and then maybe you can give it a try. I mean, it came out with earnings. The earnings were great, and then we just sold back down. So just watch that. Home Depot, let's see what's going on there. Well, I mean, there's your downward trend line. You're bouncing right off support, and now you're reversed off support with a bullish engulfing. You have earnings tomorrow, or actually you have earnings today, right? Is that correct? Yeah, you already had earnings. You had earnings today. So I'm really behind in my news this morning, everybody. So just if you're seeing something and you're asking about something, please throw it out there with the news. I'm really behind. I was looking at charts all morning. News-wise, I mean, I know retail sales had just crossed one of my wires, and I see that was poor. Look, this level right here, you just need to hold that 50. If you don't hold the 50 on this, this is going to get ugly. See how you held it all in here? If you don't hold the 50-day, this is what you're looking for. This is what's going to probably happen. You're going to sell back down, right? And you might go a lot lower. So I would not be playing this unless we hold the 50-day. SC I like. I like this. They crushed. You just have to see how it acts. Right now, it doesn't really seem to be acting right. So as a stock that crushed. So I'd be very careful. Like, here's my initial excitement, and here's the selling ever since, right? So that's pretty clear to me to avoid until you see what's going on here. I think a lot of what you're going to see off the open today is going to be avoid or simply move on and get out of positions, because we're just not acting right. The market in and of itself is just not acting right. And you could see how this keeps coming down over and over again. So it's not something I'd be rushing into. So AON, let's do it. Hey, Victor, I'm glad you're on vacation. Hopefully you're somewhere warm. So let's go here, and let's just pull this up on the daily and go from here. 294.55. Okay, I think you can get up there. I mean, that looks really good. Looks really strong. What's the volume like on this? Is it good? No, it's not great, but it's still trading up, isn't it? It's still going, but you just have really light volume. I mean, you had great volume here off the rip, and it's done exceptionally well, but yeah, I would look for better volume, Victor. Sonos, it's just not acting right. It didn't act right at all yesterday, did it? It just sold down. This morning, we're closed at roughly 40. Where are we this morning? 39. It's breaking. If you open here on Sonos and you open this level, you're going to go to $37 pretty quickly. So just keep that in mind. There's really no reason to stay in this if that happens, right? That's something that you're just going to want to avoid. There's no reason to stay in that if that happens. Just get out of it. I mean, if I open below this level and I stay there for a while, you're just going to want to be out of it. There's no other reason to stay in it. Yeah, I mean, I get it. It looks great. That AON looks great. I just don't know what's going on with the light volume. So that's always a concern of mine. So Waste Management just looks great. I mean, this is the type of stock that people buy in this kind of market because it's consistent earnings. People know that you're getting rid of trash, right? They know that you're getting rid of trash. So I don't think that's going to change anytime soon, that we're going to have to get rid of waste. So I expect that to continue. I like Micron. I think that really what we're waiting for here is what? Right? We're really just all sitting around waiting for NVIDIA's earnings. And I think that that could move the whole sector. Now, you have a trend line there. We're trying to get above that trend line, and we're having a hard time with it. So you're really going to have to watch the trading, and you're going to have to figure out what to do with it. But for me, I think we look great. I think you're holding in there. This is where you buy Micron, right? You buy it when nobody wants it. And that's usually when you do okay with it. I mean, if you bought all these dips in it, you made money. If you bought all the breakouts, you lost money. So it's just a weird trading stock, and you just have to get used to it. So AHP thoughts? APH. I like this. I like it. I like the chart. So I like that. I like what I'm seeing there. I think it looks great. That's APH. I like that a lot. I really do. Look at you. I mean, you're breaking out. You don't have any volume, but you're breaking out, and that looks great. So I'm going to do these a little faster because I'm going to have to jump at 9:15. There's a lot going on for me to do this morning and catch up on. So is it a good idea to get out of UPST with? No, I get out. Like I was telling people last night, like, look, you can hold it. You can see how it acts this morning. To me, you're doing a secondary. You're going to have more pressure on that secondary, right? Not the bond. It's not that's going to be your issue. Your real issue is going to be what? Your real issue is going to be the bond offering, and that you're going to short stock against those bonds because they're convertibles. And that's going to take a couple days after the pricing. So this can get a lot worse and a lot faster. So 188, if I break that level, just get out of it. I mean, I actually even think I raised that this morning in the pre-market newsletter. I'll just tell everybody here, like, you don't want to play games with this. You don't know where this can go. You don't know how ugly this market's going to get today, right? But this is not shaping up to be a good market. And how do we usually do on days when Powell speaks? Do we usually have good days or bad days? I mean, so you can almost set your watch to how this is going to go, right? So just honor your stops this morning, and read what the tape is telling you. CVNA. So you had what? You had that other company come out the other day. I forget which one it was. Come out and just crush, and then these all went up. This really didn't do anything. You're riding that trend line, and you're riding the 8-day moving average. You're just going to have to sit, watch, and wait and see what happens here. That whole space, it's like the dichotomy of whatever I keep trying to teach is that you have to learn how to read these, because some people got stopped out yesterday out of AN and others didn't, right? And now you're at an all-time high close. So you just have to watch that space. I mean, look, they're making money off of inventory because the CPI keeps going up, right? And you're seeing that car sales and used car sales keeps going up. There's a secular change in people moving out of cities, okay, and into suburbs. So we had a change going on in this country where people were moving into cities, and that's not happening anymore. So just to be clear, what's happened is not only did that slow down the people moving into cities, people are leaving big cities. So not only did it slow down, it reversed. If you live in the suburbs, you need a car. That's one of the beauties of living in a great city. You don't need a car. You just walk everywhere. It's awesome. But when you can't do that, you need a car. And so that's why car prices are going up. Now, if that slows down on the inventory side, all these companies are going to have an issue. And that doesn't really seem to be the issue. NVIDIA, I'd be really careful, Ro, buying before earnings. You have earnings tomorrow, so that should concern you. I say that as somebody that has a position in NVIDIA, and I would be really cautious here because you just don't know. They could come out with good earnings and be down 10 points, like nothing, right? So just keep that in mind. That's definitely something to consider, and it could absolutely happen. So, just keep that in mind. And we'll kind of go from there. Yeah, retail got hammered. Retail missed, and it's not going to help us. So I'm going to run through this list that's there right now really quickly, and then I'm going to have to wrap it up. So CCRN, I mean, that's exactly what everybody wants, right? A move like that, I mean, that's a perfect move. That's a complete and utter reversal, meaning I just took everybody out and I reversed. That's exactly what you want to see. That looks a higher high, and that looks like you're heading to this line, 24, 25 bucks. I'd be all over that. DPZ, look, I like this. I keep waiting for it. It's on a short list of mine. It's got to break this line, Larry. Break that line, and then you can take a look at it. NVAX, you can't go near. NVAX, you can't go near until you break this line. Other than that, it's just a short. Right? I mean, it's like the one of the group that I would short because it just can't get over its downward trend line. It just can't do it. So that's how I would view that. Yeah, I agree. I think, Shane, it is. So I don't know, Marty. I don't know about that one. NOV. Let's look at that, and Sava. Let's do Sava. So you're just waiting for some news to hit, right? And so you have a binary event here. My concern with this is, and I was looking at it, you're breaking this rising wedge trend line, right? This morning, you can come down. Globe has just been a monster. And it looks to me like you broke this level, and all you're doing is setting up again. And now you just have to get above this. Look at this level. I mean, it's perfect. Get above that 72, and you probably go again. So that's what I think anyway. All right, I have to jump here, everybody. Have a great day. If you need me, you know how to reach me.